what we find when it comes to schools, the discussion points are often circled around kind of how it is managed in the moment. We find very often that the contract often sits with the IT team. They look after the mobile phones because it's tech. What we do find is IT is very good with technology. That's effectively their job. They're not that good with monitoring the mobile phone costs because they often see this as kind of not being their job. So the other part we find very often is that clients tell us, well, we got the contract from 2E over a phone and we simply have to trust them to give us the best possible deal. Clearly the networks have a different perspective. They're commercial organizations, they want to make money. For them the benefit is kind of the more revenues they make, the better. So they will sell you whatever they can get away with. We also have a fair amount of clients we find have used independent mobile phone agents, which offer a free service, free in the sense of you don't have to pay for it, but you effectively pay for it through your mobile phone bill. So what we do find is the contracts people sign up with independent mobile phone agents are often more expensive than if they had done it directly with a network. And that is fine as long as the service is really good. But we often find that the services purely focus on renewing you every 2 to 3 years. So both of these effectively get paid. And the independent mobile phone agents sometimes also tries to move you to odd providers, be it alpha, beta, gamma. There's various different providers in the market. One of the other points which has become more relevant in the last few years is cybersecurity. So what we do find is schools tend to use the handsets longer than other organizations. It's clearly often a cost factor. But if any school is still using iPhone 6 or even iPhone 5, then these devices don't meet minimum cybersecurity requirements. What we are saying, it's okay if it's for the gardener or the cleaning service, but if it's for employees or staff which do make calls to colleagues or to students, then the objective should be to meet minimum requirements. One of the things which we find is, of course, schools often have only a handful of handsets. We have clients who have kind of 7 or 8 devices. That often means that the cost is relatively small. The comment we get is that it's not the biggest bill. The most important part clearly is staffing, real estate, catering. All these ones generate significant costs. Mobile phones are therefore often overlooked. One of the other things we find is that people treat it like a fixed cost. So they look at it, it's the same amount as last month, then it's fine, it's signed off. But there's clearly a renewal only every 2 years. People tend to, or clients tend to treat this as if we can get the same costs in as before, then actually that's already quite good. The idea of achieving significant savings is often kind of secondary point because it's difficult to identify. One point we are always surprised about, but it does happen regularly, is the original contract is being set up with a direct debit. It's get paid every month. The invoice is automatically sent from the network to finance. That works. But then accessing the account or online portal is sometimes difficult. We have had regular situation where a school basically purchased another school or joined them and then struggled getting access to it. It often happens if the person who's responsible originally for it leaves the organization, his or her email address is disabled, and then the network says, yeah, but you're not authorized to get access. So we help with that. We can sort that out with the networks. It's sometimes a bit painful, but we have done that for many of our clients. So these are kind of just a list of problems which we have tried to address by coming up with a new solution.